Hi guys, I'm back. Okay, we're going to build a simple page. You need a 12 by 12 piece of paper. My page, I want the total measurement to be 8.5 by 5.5. So what I need, the 5.5 is fine because I'm going to have them, it's going to be open-ended. So this edge is going to be open and that edge is going to be open. So 5.5 is the width that I want. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. Okay, that's one. And then I need the other one, 5.5. Okay, get rid of that. I don't want it. Now, this part needs to be 8.5, so I need to make it 9.5 because I need a 1/2 inch score line on either end. Now only one needs to be 9.5 and the other one needs to be 8.5. And I'll show you why. So that's my 9.5 and this is my 8.5. Yep. Okay. So now you need your scoreboard. Bunch of junk falling out here. Now your 9.5, you're going to score at the 9. And at the 1/2 inch. Okay. Man, I got a bunch of junk everywhere. I don't know where that's coming from. And the other side. So this is your basic page. So these two are going to attach one on top of the other. Now before you do that, I always kind of eyeball it. Now if you adhere it on one end where it's just about flush and then you have it slightly bowed, you might want that depending on how thick you're going to put something inside. I'm going to just kind of hand trim that off just a smidge because I kind of want mine. I would rather have this sticking out and this a little shorter, personally. So I just need just a hair and it won't work on my cutter when I need just a tiny bit off. Okay. So once these are together, you see, you keep one end is open because that's gonna slide over top of your hinge, right? And then the other end is gonna be open and then you can make like a pull-out photo mat, but what I'm gonna do, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Stop talking and just do it. Okay. So now I need to put, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna just slightly cut these in a little bit. On both sides. Just looks a little nicer. Okay. Now, I need to tape this rather than, actually no, I'm lying, this. We're going to put the tape here. I don't know if it's my eyesight right now or my lighting is bad. I'm having trouble seeing it. Now, like I said before, I don't have the right size tape. But when you tape it, don't go right to the very edge, because if your paper's off a little bit in the measurement, you're going to have tape sticking out. So I'm going to put another strip, but I'm not going to go quite to the very end. And if you have to do this where you have to overlap tape because it's not wide enough, pull the one on the bottom up first. If I can get it, that is. There we go. Then you've still got room here. You can just sort of run your finger along there and then it sticks to the one underneath. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this one down. I'm having real trouble today seeing. I don't know why. Okay, get one end. I don't know if it's the shadows or if it's because it's late at night. Okay, so I got that one down. Then I'm going to go ahead and tape this side. I don't want it right to the edge, so I'll start with this one. I can't decide if I have allergies or if I've got a cold starting. But I sound like I'm losing my voice. Oh, my husband's up for some reason. I can hear him walking around upstairs. Probably wondering where the heck I am. Okay. Let's get that one off. There we go. Okay, so bend that up. Like I said, I'm really struggling to see what the heck I'm doing here. I don't think I lined that up very well. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now I've got a bit of a bow, but that's okay because I am going to put a photo mat inside that, so that'll kind of make it easier to get in and out. Okay, so now if I bring my book over, this is what it's going to look like. Oh, before I do that, I should have done this before I actually put it in the book. I do this all the time. I make the same mistake at almost every single book. You need to cut these off on an angle. In order to get your pages on there. You don't need to take like a ton off, but it really does make it so much easier to get that on like so. Okay, so there's a page. I know, simple, right? So now what I want to do with this, I'm not going to stick it in there yet. I'm going to build all my pages before I put them in the book. But what I want to do is I made this envelope using my envelope maker, and it's a 5.5 by 7.5 inch envelope. The reason I made the envelope is because I thought it would be nice to put her wedding invitation inside as keepsake. So what I want to do is cut a page that slides inside here and has a piece cut out and scored, and then this is going to attach to it so that I can flip it open. So you can actually put a photo on that side, flip it back, and open it up and take out your wedding invitation to look at it and get all sentimental and, you know, that kind of stuff, right? So I need to cut a piece of cardstock. So this is 5.5 inches. Now I don't want to go right to the bottom, and why is that? Because once that's stuck on there, it's no longer 5.5, it's 5. It's sitting on top of that. It's now 5 inches deep. Okay, so you have to remember to allow for that hinge. That's going to take away some of your space. So I only want to make this 5 inches. And then I want to add, let me see, how many inches do I want to add as a fold over? Let's see. Let's do 2.5, I think. Would that look good? Let me think. If I attach, geez, I hope that's not going to stick out too far. Now that I look at the envelope. No, that's perfect. Awesome. It's exactly the right size. So, let me think. If I give it, say, well, even 2 inches would work. Depends on what I want it to look like on that side, right? Yeah. I could cut a border. Oh, that would be pretty. Okay, let's try adding 3 inches. So that would make it 8 inches in total. Now this is all experimenting, you know, so it might not work. Or it might not come out like my head imagines it will. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so that's how deep I want it, and then it needs to measure, what did I measure it at? 8.5. So we're going to go slightly less than 8.5 so it gets in there easily. Okay, which way did I just do that? Silly woman. Is that 8? No, that's 8, right? Yeah, I already flipped it. Okay. 8.5, so I want to go, let's try there. Hopefully that'll go in easy. Okay, let's move this, and I need to score it. So the page is 5 inches, so we'll score it 5. Let's see if that slides in now. Yeah, it's a bit tight. I'm gonna have to shim it off a little bit. Okay, but you see what I'm saying? That's gonna go like that. Now when I flip it open like that, I think I'm going to cut this with my border punch in the hearts. I think that'll look kind of pretty. Yeah, it won't work that way because I think it's I want it to look like an envelope from the get-go. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you guys? I'm just gonna trim this off a little bit. Yeah, I think that was a little crooked. That's probably why it didn't go in. Okay, let's see how that fits. That's better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay, so here's the book. That's attached. So this is my first page. So that's kind of attached. Now, I can't decide. I kind of wanted... I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. I don't want to stick anything down in case I really hate it. I thought about putting it here, you know, on the front. But I thought it looked kind of funny sideways, you know. I don't know. Like that's... I don't know. I thought it would be better like this, but of course I can't do that because it's too big. I will have to think about it. But for sure, I will use this as a page. So then when you pull this out, I'll probably trim it down even a little bit more because I'm going to mat it both sides with pattern paper. This is probably going to get cut, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to cut it with the pattern paper or cut them separate. Sometimes these don't work very well through cardstock. So, oh, it's just jammed full of paper as well. So what I might have to do is cut 2 papers and then hopefully line them up correctly. So anyway, that is 1 page. So you're going to go and you're going to trim down both sides, all of them. And then what happens is, you know, you're going to put double-sided tape on both sides of this, but don't go right to the very edge because sometimes when you go to put your page on like this, it gets stuck and you can't get it any farther and you can't take it off because you rip the whole thing and then your book is toast. So if you put it too low down, you're going to have tape sticking out and that doesn't look very nice. So just another little, you know, trick to having a nice finished book. Okay, so that's page 1 pretty much. You know, and you're going to pick your own paper and do whatever you want. I won't do it on camera. I will, you know, finish it, and the next time I come on to show a different style of page I design, you'll see the page that I completed. Okay, thanks for following along. Bye.